This is a riot. Police fired tear gas and used batons on Freedom Convoy demonstrators as they bring Paris to a halt. So yeah, it's now spread to Paris. So it's a great thing. It's great in a way that the Canadians have been such an inspiration to the world. The only problem is, I've noticed on the videos of this that the French police are sending in like armoured vehicles, whereas in Canada it's more of a sort of bloke on a horse with a Butlins jacket, isn't it? You know,
the great thing about Canada is they send in people to sort of disrupt it, and then the people just join the protest.
Yeah.
That's exactly
there was a beautiful moment actually in the Canadian one where they all linked hands and they said the Lord's Prayer, which I thought was very interesting. It suggested that, because there's been all this tyranny over the last couple of years, and there's also been a kind of quite evil from some of these governments. It was quite nice to see people coming together and invoking Christianity and tradition in a sort of rebuke to them, which I thought was a great moment. So yeah, it spread around the world. This is sort of in France. I mean, France like a protest anyway. So they were like, yeah, let's do that. Well, let's have some of that. And what's happened in France is it's spread out to mean it's a protest against the COVID pass, but also against fast rising energy prices. So it's a bit like the yellow vest again. It's like we're kind of protesting everything. We kind of don't love the globalist elite. It seems like that to me. It's a kind of nationalist versus elite protest. So yeah, that's that story pretty much.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, do you think that this has resonated globally, and do you think the truckers will make a difference?
Yeah, I think they will, and I think I mean this is a good reason to keep our freight based in trucks and not on rail, because you can't exactly drive a train down to the centre of London and protest. So that's not going to work. But yes, it's almost like a sort of Arab Spring rising up across the developed world as people protest against as Nick says, the global elitists who have held people to basically to ransom. There's the green policy that's sending our energy prices sky high. There's because they've been printing so much money. There's inflation, so the cost of living is shooting up. So working people are really bearing the brunt of all the mistakes made by the global elite.
Well, yes, and I think you're right to mention the class issue, because isn't it middle-class people that have been the lockdown cheerleaders in the course of this pandemic, working from home on their Apple computers, sipping a Pinot Grigio as they finish their last emails of the day.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, working-class people, Amazon delivery drivers, supermarket workers, NHS frontline staff, all went and did a shift.
Yeah, absolutely. And we clap for the NHS staff, but what about the people in Tesco who are getting coughed on? They didn't even get the chance to, if you had an office job, lockdown must have been amazing. You get 80% of your salary to sit at home playing PlayStation. That's the dream. But if you work for Tesco, you've got to stand there getting coughed on where everybody's still not sure what this disease is going to do. And
I always say lockdowns are a radically different experience depending on the class you're in. But what's been really interesting in Canada as well is that just these truckers, people are finding they can't actually do anything. All these blue tick people in Canada tweeting, well, we need to stop the trucks. It's like, what are you going to do? The trucks are there. There's nothing you can really do about it unless you get really nasty and bring the army in or something. It's been a reality check for those people, I think.
Yeah, and it's great because we can live without things like Twitter and PR companies and advertising and things like that. We can't live without food being brought to us.
We've seen a lot of protests from American students at school and at college about mask mandates in the States. So I just wonder whether it's working people and the young that will save us.
Possibly.
Yeah, some of the young are a bit off, but yeah, some of the young might save us.
Yeah, those ones you don't like are on Twitter, aren't they?
Yeah.